And we are live, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Trackback. It's been a while since I've done one of these ones, right? But this one's a doozy, fam. Footballing civil war in the Premier League, bro. What I woke up to this morning, G, is absolutely I'm not surprised by it though, right? Like for me, like it's with the whole thing with the charges that Man City are going through right now. It's looking like Newcastle are siding with Man City. There's 18 other Premier League teams that are 4-4 against Man City and Newcastle, bro. And madness is going on right now, guys. Right? I want to just focus right on this whole Man City thing right now with the charges and with them suing the Premier League guys. Because for me, right, if you remember when Man City won the league, right, and I was doing a late night stream for that, right, I said that as a United fan, right, first of all, right, as a football fan, right, like I didn't want Man City to be found guilty of these charges because it would just put a real bad stain right on the Premier League, bro, and the name of football, like in my opinion, right? Because like imagine like a team winning the Premier League, right, 4 years in a row. That's never been done, like for the first time ever, right? Guys like Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden having such a magical season, right? And you get football fans turning around to other Man City fans or even just to Man City and being like, listen, you guys have 115 charges. 115 charges, but I see a huge asterisk on that thing in Manchester City team, right? And for me, it's not even the players' fault, it's the board. Again, that's literally like miscalculating their books. Again, doing a little bit of shady stuff behind the scenes, right? And it'll be a bad stain on for football once again, like just being a football fan, right? But if they are found guilty, then yeah, you'll have to hit them with the hammer, bro. We have to hit them with the hammer, right? And with them suing the Premier League yesterday, because this news broke yesterday, I just couldn't do it because I just came back late from work, right? With them suing the Premier League, for me, I think this just says that they're guilty. I do. It's not a good look because they sued the Premier League for discrimination, bro. It's not a good look, fam. You know when like a girl's cheating on you and they say, "Oh, I know you're saying that, girl. You were talking to her behind my back." Meanwhile, she's the one that's in the wrong. Meanwhile, she's the one that's doing the cheating, right? I think that's what Man City are trying to play. That's just me speaking honestly as a football fan, not as a Manchester United fan, right, guys? But I am going to screen share right with you lot. The charges just to break it down because there is 115 different charges. It's not just one of the same charges 115 times. They've actually broke different rules right at different times, bro. The one I think one of them is like 54 times that they've broken, and I think it's the one that Everton broke 2 times, right? And Everton would deducted 8 points from that, so 4 points for each breach that they made, right? So let me screenshot of you guys here so you know what I'm talking about right now, bro. Because for me, when I was reading this morning, right, I was actually like pissing myself, bro. So of course, it's come from the BBC. This was reported literally on the 15th of May 2024. It says Man City have been wrapped up in the fourth record consecutive Premier League title and the sixth in 7 years. La yeah, they beat West Ham 3-1, all that, right? So these are the charges. What are the 115 charges against Manchester City, bro? Right. So the first one, right, is they've breached this 54 times, apparently, allegedly, right? Breached it 54 times. So failure to provide accurate financial information in the 2009-2010 season, 2017-2018 season, bro. 54 times, dude. You know what, right? Like for me with this one, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised about it. Just again, just due to the money that they have, bro. It's one of those things like it's like an ongoing gag right now, right? With the whole thing with like Alvaro Morata. A lot of fans are speculating that like it's a money laundering scheme because how's he going for so much money between like Chelsea, Real Madrid, Juventus, Athletic Madrid, and he keeps on bouncing back and forth, right? For me, this one again, it's not surprising, bro, because of like in 2009, I think that's the season that they brought in Robinho, guys. Because because I was there at the beginning, right, when Man City actually got bought by it's the UAE, yeah, it's the UAE, right? I was there, right, when they bought Robinho. I was like, how are these guys getting Robinho like this, dude? And all the players that they've brought in, guys like Raheem Sterling, guys like Kevin De Bruyne for an obscene amount of money, Aguero, fam. So that is that time period. I think Kyle Walker joined the season after the 17-18 season. That's what I'm from what I remember. What's going on, Yusuf, bro? What is going on, brother? How you doing, fam? But that's the time period that I'm remembering. The next one, right, is 14 times, right? Again, apparent breach, failure to provide accurate details for player and manager payments from 2009 to 2010 against from 2009 up in 2018. So again, that's like a 9 year time span. That's the first and second one, right? The third one is they breached this one 5 times, right? Failure to comply with UEFA's rules, including financial fair play from 2013 up in 2018. So 5 years they've been doing this, bro. It's peak, dude. It's peak, fam. Right? Because they're in trouble. Not also with the Premier League, UEFA too, fam. Because it says failure to comply with the UEFA's rules, fam. So this is crazy, right? Next one is they've breached this 7 times, breaching Premier League's PSR rules from 2015 up in 2018, bro. Let me look at what this PSR rules means, bro. I want to see what this PSR rules, bro. Because Goldbridge as well did say that, like, with the numbers, right? I think in the first year, like 2009, Man City they made like a revenue of like a revenue, right, of 82 million, and then like the next year just took a big jump up into like into like $200 million. I'm just like, that's very, very, very sus. That is very, very sus, fam. So what is that PSR? What is the PSR rule? So the PSR rule, right? I'll share if you guys just tab. So the PSR rules, according to Premier League guideline, clubs are at risk of reaching PSR if they incur more than 115, more than 105 million pounds. Again, that's 131 million dollars in losses over 3 seasons, which amounts to 35 million annually, bro. So these guys, right, like. They broke that, right? What, 7 times, dude? They've breached it 7 times, guys. And then, of course, the final one is failure to cooperate with the Premier League's investigations at December, from December 2018 to February 2023, bro. So every single time, right, when the Premier League were like, "Yo, this is not right here, guys. Can we just come here and just check out your numbers and just look at the books?" They'll be like, "Nah, next time, mate." And they've been doing this since from December 2018 to February 2023, bro. It's hella suspicious, dude. It is, bro. You get what I mean? Like, again, as a football fan, right, this makes me kind of sad because it's breaking the rules. It is breaking the rules because, like, imagine like is Everton and Nottingham Forest, bro. Like, they got slapped up dirty, dude, for just. And I think it was Everton that the 2 breaches, right? The one with Nottingham Forest, I'm pretty sure that's still occurring right now because they got the deducted points once, right? And then there's still a little bit more going on with Nottingham Forest. So the verdict might come out in like a few weeks' time regarding that, right? But like Everton are just looking at this. There's like, these guys have done this 54 times. We've done this twice. And we've been deducted points, bro. We got slapped up with 10 in the first one, right? And we had to appeal it, and basically they said, you know what? It's not 10 points. It's got to be 8 points, bro. Like, literally, it's crazy. This is madness, dude. Absolute madness, right? And I've got the cheek as well to be like, you know what? We want to sue. We want to sue the Premier League too, right? And there's something that I seen today when I was on my break time at work. So it said that basically Manchester City right now, there's of course what's going on with the Premier League, right? If Manchester City like don't like what's going on, basically they couldn't affect like the 900 million pounds like financial package, right, from the FA, and that could and that always helps like the EFL, the Championship, League One, League Two, right? And I'm just like, how you got like how the Premier League letting Man City hold them hostage over things like this, bro? If they've broken the rules, guys, like they need to be slapped up. It's just the truth, bro. You can't, you cannot be holding up an entire league, right? Just because you just you know what? I've overspent like 200 mil on these sorts of players, bro. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that, dude. It's all about fairity, bro. That's what it is. That's what it is, dude. But anyway, we'll move on, right? So in total, Manchester City have been charged with 115 breaches of the Premier League regulations. Not all these breaches relate to financial issues. 35 relate to clubs' alleged failure to cooperate with the Premier League investigation. Again, right, from 2018, that's December 2018, up until February 2023. That was just last year, bro. So these guys, right, they were not even cooperating, bro. They didn't even have communication with the Premier League, fam. For me, right, if the police, right, if I've got Pablo Escobar's magic sugar, right, in my bedroom, right, and I know that I've got it here, right, and the police keep on coming to my house like, yo, mate, we should do some investigations. Something's not right, and I'm just like, maybe next time, and then just shut the door on them and just go somewhere else and hide them for days, bro. That's very sus. That's me not cooperating with the police, bro. That's basically, again, the Man City are not doing Pablo Escobar's magic sugar thing. You know what I'm talking about. It's an example, right? Man City are doing the equivalent to that, bro. Why are you not working? Why are you not cooperating, right, with the Premier League, bro? You are in the league. You are in the Premier League. You are part of the team. Yes, you are a worldwide club and all this, right? But in the Premier League, right, all teams are equal, like in my opinion, bro. I'm a United supporter saying this, bro. Like, I don't think, of course, yeah, we've still won it all the trophies, stuff like that, fans, right? But I don't think that I'm better than, let's say, frigging West Ham, just because I support Man United, just because it's Man United, bro. If we break the rules, bro, we need to be treated the same way, right? Like how West Ham, how Everton have been treated, fam. We're not, we should not be up in this horse, bro. That's what these guys are trying to pull off right now. But anyway, the financial allegations go back to 2009 and were highlighted in leaked material published by German newspaper Der Spiegel. And City have always said these leaked emails were obtained illegally, fam. You get what I mean? And the thing is too, right, guys, like, bear in mind, right, like, just think about this. Why are majority of the people jumping ship now? Why are the people jumping ship? Why is Pep Guardiola's in his final year, bro? It's not the court system. The trial, right, in court for this happens in 2025. It happens next year, guys. I'm pretty sure it happens like mid next year. So mid next year is like June. That's when the season ended. Why is Pep Guardiola there for one more season? Like, for me, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to put two and two together. Why is Omar Barada jumping ship and joining Man United? Well, there's another guy as well. That's jumping Man City ship and joining. I think he's joining Man United too. Why is this? Like, it's I'm just saying, I'm just saying, guys. Like, I'm just talking about what I see online, that what I'm reading online, bro. The Omar Barada thing, of course, is a huge thing that was reported by Fabrizio Romano, by David Orslin, bro. Man City, they're still trying to get Pep Guardiola to stay one more year. Edison wants to leave. Kevin De Bruyne is talking about joining Saudi Arabia, like, maybe next year, maybe this year, bro. Like, why is this? I'm just saying, guys. I'm literally just saying, bro. Like, it's just one of those things. But anyway, if effectively, right, effectively, the charges allege that Manchester City cheated. We only have information published in the Spiegel to go on, but the charges allege that for 9 years, 2017, the club did not provide accurate financial information about their revenue. That from 2009 to 2013, they didn't give full details on how much they were paying their manager. From 2010 to 2016, they didn't give full detail around payments to players. From 2013 to 2018, right, they didn't comply with a UEFA FAP regulations. From 2015 to 2018, they didn't comply with the Premier League's PSR rules. And finally, from 2018 onwards, they did not cooperate with the Premier League's inquiry. This is crazy, dude. This is madness, right? So we'll just skip on because there's so much more that we need to get into. When could Manchester City be punished? The honest answer is no one knows, and of course they'll only be punished if they're found guilty. There have been reports hearing hearing day is set in place for autumn of 2024. I was told it's 2025. With the same reports suggested a decision by the end of summer 2025, still more than a year away. City have neither confirmed nor denied this. However, the case will be detailed and the arguments multifaceted. And that's why I said, right, like, here, look, with the same reports suggesting a decision by the summer of 2025, still more than a year away. So it's summer. So in June, because for me, like it said mid-summer, guys. So June, that's when the season ends. The season ends, bro. The Premier League season ends in May, guys. Right? And Pep Guardiola wants to dip, bro. He wants to get his stuff and dip from in June, bro. Next year, it's for me. It's just so much. It's so many like red flags. It is. It's so many red flags. Like for me, like you can't just ignore it, bro. You can't just ignore it. When you properly look into it, dude, you're just like maybe, right. It says City have already been largely successful in winning a similar case with UEFA. They fined 10 million by the court arbitration for sport when they overturned a 2 years championship ban imposed by European football governing body largely for non-compliance with the rules. That right there for me is a disgrace. You need to follow the rules. You're not better than let's say FC Basel, bro, or Atletico Madrid fan. Right. The club accepted the CAS ruling because they said they didn't trust UEFA. However, a number of allegations were dismissed because cash rule they were time barred. The same rules do not apply in the Premier League. That's true. That's true. So basically, what they're saying is like they got away with some of the charges that were filed right by UEFA because again, like he was on like a time limit. So once that time limit reached, that was it. That was it. They couldn't do it basically, right? I see not getting points deduction. What are the punishments if found? Let's look at the punish. Let's look at the punishments, bro. This is the great unknown. The independent commission powers are limitless. In their 2020 judgment, UEFA banned City from the Champions League for 2 seasons and fined them 30 million euros. Although the punishment was overturned by CAS, this has led to a feeling they could be kicked out of the Premier League, which will be more unprecedented in more recent times. And a number of big clubs, including Manchester United, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan, AC Milan have been fined by have been fined for FFP breach rules by UEFA, and Man United happily paid that because we actually gave them the numbers. We said like, look, guys, we are actually over the amount that was spent, so if fine us, we will pay it. That's what compliance is. That's what compliance is, bro. These guys didn't say anything, bro. They just kept quiet and just kept it moving, bro. Right. Nottingham Forest have had a points deductions imposed this season for breaking PSR rules, with the disciplinary panel arguing punishment should be immediate. So yeah, so I think it broke it twice, and I know for a fact that Everton broke it twice. The Nottingham Forest that again, that thing's still going on. This and the sheer scope of the charges City are facing have led to varied views about the ultimate sanction should guilt be established. City continue to argue they have done nothing wrong and they're paying huge sums to lawyers to prove it. Paying huge sums of huge sums. Right. So I want to see the PSR one again, right? So Everton broke that one. I think that's twice. These guys broke it 7 times, basically. Right. Yeah. All right. And then this is just the timeline. So let's look at the timeline actually, because I've not, this is my first time seeing this. So this is the timeline, right, of the leaks, basically, from Der Spiegel, a newspaper site in Germany, because it's Der Spiegel, so it's I think it's Play. I think it's the Play in English, from what I'm remembering the translation. But Spiele is Play in German. I forgot what Spiegel is, guys, but it's not German lessons. Football. So November 2018, Football Leaks allegations emerged, with Der Spiegel publishing claims that Man City breached FFP rules. So that's from again November 2018. March 2019, UEFA launches a formal investigation off the back of the Spiegel's findings. May 2019, City criticized the investigation and launched. Why is always my freaking alarm? Why is my thing always on, bro? My alerts, fam. What's that? There we go. Always on, bro. Always on. Apologies for that. Guys. Right. City criticized the investigation and launch appeal process. CSS deems City's appeal inadmissible. February 2020, UEFA announces 2-year ban from UEFA announces a 2-year ban from European competitions and a 30 million euros fine for the club. I do remember that. I remember that 100%. Right, July 2020, City's European ban overturned by CS appeal. July 2021, City lose jurisdiction ruling, which allows their media to report the Premier League is continuing to report the Premier League is continuing to investigate the Champions League alleged financial breaches. Look, see this here, bro. This here, fam. Like that there, bro. That there for me, right? That is like what the C word is what people say right now. So it's a very famous C word in America. Ring. You get what I mean? Like that's what it is. That's literally what they've just literally gone there, right, and done to the Spiegel, bro. They don't want them reporting that because again, like if you're trying to silence the people, right? If the Spiegel is wrong, yeah, get them on defamation, but you can't be silencing them like that because again, that looks super fishy. It does, bro. It looks super fishy, dude. It actually does, bro. Right. Look, again, City lose jurisdiction ruling, which allows the media to report the Premier League is well, City lose a jurisdiction ruling, which allows the media to report the Premier League is continuing to investigate the champions for alleged financial breaches, bro. German newspaper Der Spiegel publishes a fresh report claiming the Premier League has been investigating the club for 3 years, providing detailed claims. February 2023, Premier League charges with Man City. Again, yeah, I remember this one just came out. Then someone was telling me United again, number 21. Premier League charges City with 115 financial breaches. Autumn 2024, reported day of potential PSR legal trial between the Premier League and Man City. Summer 2025, reported day of verdict on trial related to 115 charges. Man, oh man, oh man, bro. Like, it's just red flag central, bro. I think for me, right, again, guilty into proven this and that, you can charge all this innocent to proven guilty, right? But for me, like, this right here is just red flags for me, like failing to comply with the Premier League and UEFA, trying to shut up the Spiegel, bro, and losing that ruling jurisdiction, fam, on reporting like the financial things, bro. Like for me, that just screams like it's not looking good, bro. That's generally what it is, right? But anyway, guys, so once again, Man City did sue the Premier League yesterday, and it's been a massive report. The I forget this guy's name. He's a very important figure, right, in the Man City hierarchy and board. I do see his face all the time. So basically, this is from the BBC again, right? So it said that the Man City chairman was speaking in his annual interview with the channel conducted before the club launched legal action against the Premier League over financial rules. What's his name? Khaldoon Al Mubarak. That's it. He said, I feel for our fan base and everyone associated with the club to have these charges constantly referenced. I think we as a club have to respect there's a process that we have to go through, and we're going through it. It's taking longer. It's taking longer than what anyone hoped for, but it is what it is. And I've always repeated, let's be judged by the facts, not claims and counterclaims. And that's the thing. Like honestly, as a football fan, right? As a football fan, it is such a shame that like a team like who's been as dominant as Man City has got this massive like One Piece reference incoming here. Uranus like frigging shadow looming over them, bro. Because like at any moment right now, it can just obliterate them and take them out, like Lucia, fam. And for me, like once again, if they have broken the rules, hit them with the hammer. Hit them with the hammer, bro. Like people have like teams have to learn that you just can't be breaking the rules just because you think you're so and so and you've won the treble and won the Champions League, dude. If this was Man United, right, and they've broken the rules, I'll be disgusted in my club. I would be, bro. I'll be like, we don't need to cheat, fam. You have to do it the right way, bro. Like cheaters for me, like again, it's cheaters for me, bro. I just don't like cheating, guys. It's just not honorable, fam. You know what I mean? Like, how can you go to bed at night knowing that you didn't win something fair and square, bro? So that's me. That's me. But anyway, I was searching Manchester City earlier. They're not Manchester United, mate. Manchester City, lad. Manchester City, lad. Right. So I've got I'm just looking at like the fans' reaction on Twitter earlier today, right? That's where I've saved that one from. But here you go. So this was from literally yesterday. Manchester City have again launched an unprecedented legal action against the Premier League in a move that has sparked a civil war in it. In English football's top flight. The outcome could dramatically alter the landscape of the professional game. And again, like I think it's Everton and Newcastle that siding with them from what I remember. For sure, it's Newcastle that siding with them, right? But it's crazy, bro. Right. Paul O'Keefe, right, says this basically means they know that they're guilty on the charges, but argue the rules because they broke without knowing them shouldn't exist. That is true. You see that exactly what it is. Exactly what it is, bro. Exactly what it is, man. And I agree with Paul O'Keefe on that one. That's a really good comment. It is, fam. So Dan Langley, Newcastle fan, says one thing Man City are correct on this one is Premier League treat Middle Eastern owners completely different to American owners. They are in bed with the American owners, getting away with everything, and the rules are bent around them. Fact. What do you mean, bro? What do you mean, bro? Like with the United, we've got American owners, those absolute scumbags, and we broke the rules. But we literally said we again, as I said like a few minutes ago, we broke the rules. This is how much we've overpaid. Again, like fairness. That's it. You got what I mean? Like there is no favoritism. Like what does this guy mean about favoritism, bro? Absolutely speaking out of his bumhole, fam. You got what I mean, bro? Right. Uh, Last Armstrong of football, fam. True. That is so true, right? Right. Tourbillon Cosmos says Lance Armstrong is suing the Tour de France for banning performance enhancing drugs. More to follow. Yeah, it's true, bro. Like it's not looking good. Like honestly, I was speaking to one guy today. I was like, "Why you so upset?" I was like, "Bro, like this for me just screams like these. It's they are innocent. It just screams like it, bro. It is, bro. Like that's what it is. That's what it says to me, right? Right. Let's see what Real Talk Man City are saying. Manchester City are about to take down the entire Premier League cartel. We've just declared war on the entire football elite. This legal battle will decide the future of football. Either it will be monopolized by the big traditional clubs, or the monopoly will be crushed and subject to fair competition from other clubs. What are you on about? What are you on about, bro? It's you guys, dude. Wait, John replies back. So the way guys, you think you stared down it, taking it to the big man. You are the football elite. Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the on about football elite? Like, you are part of the big six. You are right. Like in the you are the football elite. Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, right, and Liverpool, bro. Like those are the football elite in the Premier League. What is this guy on about taking on the football elite, bro? You're part of the thing, dude. What's he on about, fam? Right. Right. So Liverpool IFF says so you guys went from we have evidence we are not guilty to we need to change the rules. It's not fair. Everything looks good, lads. That's true. That is true, bro. That is, bro. They're in deep shit, fam. That's what it is. It's just the truth, bro. It's just the truth, right? It's Mr. FPL says it's kind of funny how Man City is trying to make it. It's trying to make it looks like they're the little guy that got bullied into having unlimited amount of money to spend on. Oh, man. William says, "May you have no clue what you're talking about. So, some self awareness wouldn't go amiss." Yeah, true, true. I agree. I agree, mate. Oh, mate. The last one from Arsenal because there's still more, guys. There's still more. So, it says, no, the EPL are going to take you down. You have declared war. Those 115 charges are about to get a whole lot worse when you lose. You lose the EFL. You will lose. Even the EFL will refuse to take your RRP Man City. Yeah, bro. That's what it genuinely is. That it genuinely, bro. Like it's a mental. Like it's like when a girl cheats, right? But but okay, example. Like I said, like literally 30 minutes ago, when you're with the girl, right, and she's saying, "You're seeing that girl, I know you are, I know you are, you're such a scumbag," right? And you're just like, "I'm actually not seeing anybody." And then a week later, you find out that she's been banging about 60 different men, right? She's been cheating on you. That's what it is. That's what it is, dude. It genuinely is, fam. Right. Manuel says we're fighting for football. Shut up, dude. You're not fighting for football, bro. You're fighting for yourself, dude. Like, it's mad. Absolute madness. Absolute madness, bro. Absolute madness, bro. Right. Daniel Story says Man City are selling themselves as freedom fries, but no, this is a Welsh state power grab dressing up as Robin Hood. A naked attempt to add to irrevocable self-interest. I agree. That's genuinely what it is. That's genuinely what it is. But anyway, guys, let's just move on and share what Mark Goldbridge has to say about this too, bro, because it's honestly, it is not looking good, dude. Right. Shout out to Ad Blocker.
Crisis. Is this the
There we go. Let's get it started.
beginning of the end for the 115? Look, you've got to be very careful. There are legal cases going on, but the vast majority out there are not happy with what Manchester City have done. And many are saying they're cheats. They are cheats who are trying to tie this cheating process that they've been through up in legal delay and challenges, making a mockery of the league that they've won 6 of the last 7 out. They've benefited from it, and now they want to create a civil war. What is going on? Well, there is a case against the Premier League next week between Manchester City and the Premier League, calling their anti-competition rules tyrannical, saying that it's unfair. Why are they doing it? Probably because some of those rules that they're trying to get changed are breaches that they've been accused of.
You see what I mean, fam? Like, it's little shout out to Goldbridge, bro. Shout out to Goldbridge, fam. It's little like loopholes that they take. It's little loopholes, bro. Like, it's so sneaky, dude. It is, dude. Like, those rules. Basically, what he's saying right now, right? It's true. It's true, bro. Like, they are literally like trying to snake around the rules, bro. It's madness.
Why are they doing it? Probably because some of those rules that they're trying to get changed are breaches that they've been accused of.
Yeah, because now, once those rules have been changed, they'll just come back around as like, we've not breached that because that's in the rules right there. This is crazy.
As part of the 115.
Yeah.
Now, let's get into this. It's going to open up a lot of comments. Of course, we'll get Man City fans in as well. And of course, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. But that doesn't mean that when details of charges and details of counter charges and accusations are coming out publicly, you can have a bloody opinion on it. Yeah. And that is what we're going to do. So get your comments in, because I think personally, this should be the beginning of the end for Manchester City in relation to these charges. I remember somebody saying to me 3 or 4 years ago, Man City have got so much money that they will bog this down for years and spend the money that they've got lots of to, slow the process down, try and find a technicality.
Yeah, that's what they did with the UEFA thing. Remember, like, literally a few minutes ago, the BBC article that I was reading about, the investigations took so long, right, with UEFA, like it was time barred that they actually ran out of time, so they had to scrap it.
Of course they will.
It's crazy.
Of course they will. And that will irritate people, and Man City fans will protect their club as they should do. I've got no problem with that. Man City are very, very wealthy. Man City fans want to protect their club, and everybody else wants them to get done for what they've done, which is dominate the Premier League.
Yeah.
The rights and wrongs of that, absolutely fine. But let's call it what it is. Most non-Man City fans want Man City relegated because they're dominating the league and people think they've cheated. And Man City fans and the owners of Man City want to stop that happening. We don't need to fall out about it, but it's logical that there are two sides here. So what is this all about? So yesterday it broke that Manchester City are going to have a case against the Premier League where they want compensation and they want to challenge these rules that were brought in 2021, where there would be scrutiny on what effectively, in very simple terms, is the Premier League voted in 2021 to have more scrutiny on third-party ownership sponsorship deals. So, for example, if Man City or Newcastle's wealthy owners own a business that, is a sports company, and that sports company says we're going to sponsor Newcastle for £100 million a month, then the Premier League rules would say, well, that's not fair. That's not competitive value, and we can stop that deal from happening.
Yeah.
So what Man City are basically saying is that the Premier League have never shown any evidence that it's anti-competitive and it's not fair, and that actually these rules are tyrannical, and therefore, that they're not lawful, and they're
tyrannical. This thing that's been running since the 90s, but it's tyrannical, fam. Crazy.
It should be overturned. And this happened in 2021, so that's 3 years of deals that they could have had, which is a lot of money. So they're also going for compensation as well. I think that this, to me and many other people, if you look at the 115 charges that Man City have got, some of those charges relate to money being funneled into Manchester City, allegedly through sponsorship.
I love that. I love that word, bro. Allegedly, fam. I love that word, bro.
Deals that were inflated through companies that Man City may or may not have owned. So basically, everybody can see what this is all about. If Man City are now challenging, because some people have said, wow, it won't stop them getting done in the 115 because the 115 was from like 2010 to 2018, whereas this is a rule that they're challenging in 2021. You're wrong. If Man City can win this in 2021, saying that rules that say you can't have third-party sponsorship deals,
they'll just do it again and go and try to go back in time, bro. Just wipe out the one from 2009, bro.
You decide that,
and not like, in 2013, because I think it was Pellegrini that was the manager. Like we were paying him somebody, bro. Like it's not even like the accurate what's the salary that he was on, bro. Like that's one of the charges. It's one of the charges, like not
price
accurate,
on.
not
if they win that next week, then they can then go to the 115 charges and say, well, if this is not right now, it wasn't right then. We'll have more.
Exactly.
I mean, basically, they're trying to say that the Premier League rules are unfair, and if they win, they'll sue them. So Man City, to me, are biting the hand that's fed them.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
They are
hit them with that fucking hammer, bro. Hit them with that fucking hammer, dude.
Basically causing potential civil war in the English game.
In the English game.
If they win,
because again, like, why is not Aston Villa not sided with Man City? Because Aston Villa now, right? They've got money, bro. They're a rich club now too, bro. Why is it just like I think it's Newcastle's definitely the other one. There's another one. And then there's Man City, and then there's like the 18 other teams who are just like, nah, dude, get out of here, bro. What
they want compensation from the Premier League, and
it's been like this since the 90s, bro. Like the Premier League's been around since the 90s, dude, right? And it's worked pretty well so far. Why is it just this has not happened to Chelsea when Abramovich was not here? Why is it them?
Even that they have broken the rules, but they were right to break the rules because everybody else followed rules that weren't correct in the first place. It puts Man City very separate. Apparently, one club has supported them. We can't speculate on who that is, but I would imagine it's a football club that's got very wealthy owners that wants to spend a load of money that they can't because they don't comply with financial fair play and they can't inflate sponsorship deals. Figure that one out. But this is an opportunity for every other Premier League club to vote against Man City. This is an opportunity for the Premier League to, win a significant victory against Man City. My concern is that Man City will have a hell of a lot of money to spend a lot of money on lawyer fees and technical experts. And are the Premier League competent enough to fight this as well? It could be very damaging to the game. But ultimately, I think the perception, whether it's fair or not, is that Manchester City here are effectively trying to strengthen their case of the 115.
Yeah.
The 115 charges relate predominantly, in my opinion, I don't know how many charges relate to this, but the real issue when I've looked at those charges has been that Man City somehow managed to get a load of money into their club year after year that they weren't legitimately earning.
Yeah.
Like, how does a club that's facing relegation and not, be a big player suddenly be able to spend loads of money every year through deals that are absolutely not comparative to another club? Man City were getting sponsorship deals that were massive compared to someone on their level. So if you challenge this in 2021 and say, well, yeah, you can, because what they're trying to say
is crazy, bro. Like even because I did like a top 5 list of the stadiums, right, with like the highest average match attendance from like football fans from this season, 2023, 2024, right? They weren't even in the top 10, dude. Like it was Dortmund who had like 81,000, right? Like on average, like fans turning up to the Signal in Iduna Park, right? They were top one. Then it was a Bayern Munich that was second, Manchester now were third, fourth was Inter Milan, and then fifth was Real Madrid, right? Those were the average ones. And then like number 9 was Schalke. You know where Schalke plays, guys? They're playing in the second tier of the Bundesliga, bro. That's where Schalke are right now, right? And they're bringing in more fans, right, in their stadium than Man City, dude. You get what I mean? Of course, again, that's like match day revenue. Yes, there is so-called sponsorships, like from different companies. I don't know. Is it like Nexon Tire that sponsors them? That sponsors Man City, right? Like that side you can understand, but how are Schalke, right, getting in, right, more fans in the stadium, dude, than Man City, bro? It's just so strange, in my opinion. That's just me.
That if we third party own another business and we decide to give Man City £1 billion, then we should be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's a load of crap.
And
I'd be stunned.
It's a lot of fugazi. It's a lot of.
If the Premier League can't prove that third party sponsorship deals are unfair. Of course, they're unfair. Of course, they're unfair. You know, what about somebody like Ipswich Town? Does their owner of Ipswich Town own Apple? Can Apple knock on the door and say, we're going to sponsor the whole of Ipswich for £4 billion a month? Oh, yeah, we'll spend that on buying Mbappe from Real Madrid. That's the stupidity of third-party rules if you don't have some sort of element of fair play in there. So on a very simple sense, I don't know how Man City win this, because what they're trying to say is that, yes, we own lots of third parties and we want those third parties to sponsor Man City because it helps us, it's our business, and, you know, we get awareness of brands. And I get all of that. But there has to be some sort of regulation whereby, you know, if Man City say, look, we do own this computer company and we want to put it on the shirt and we want to give them £1 billion for the year, then the Premier League would say, yeah, but look, Nike gave Man United £100 million for the year. You can't have £1 billion for a shirt sponsor. It's ridiculous.
It don't make sense.
It's clearly inflated because you want to funnel money into the club,
yeah,
and counteract financial fair play rules. You're not doing it.
Yeah,
it's our Premier League. So
it don't make sense.
And I suppose that's what it comes down to, really, isn't it? It's our Premier League. It's not Man City's Premier League. This is rich owners trying to dominate a league that they've been invited to be part of. If you don't like it, have a word with Perez and go and start a Super League. The Premier League can be the best league in the world. We've lost our way. We've got a club that's won it 6 out of 7 with 115 charges on it. That damages the integrity of it because the case needs to be heard. We've also got bad officiating. There are issues with the Premier League, but at its very fundamental point, it's Division 1, like it was before the Premier League. It's our league. And Man City are damaging the fabric of it to try and protect themselves. Ultimately, if they win this case and they beat the 115, what are we left with? We're left with a juggernaut that can pump as much money as they like from their very rich owners and absolutely dominate a league that's worked hard to share out money in relation to, you know, earnings for other clubs. So for me, I think this, on the face of it, looks like Man City against football. And therefore, I think it is Man City in crisis. They might well win this case, but it would be bad for football. I understand why they're trying to win it. Absolutely. Yeah. I understand why their fans are going to back them. Absolutely. But this is a selfish act to try and bog down, technically, legally, a case that's against them in relation to the 115. And the Premier League has to win this. And every other club has to be behind the Premier League in relation to this, because we don't want a league where a very, very rich owner can buy any club and go, here's a sponsorship deal that's completely inflated. We're going to chuck a load of money in and we can go and buy.
We're going to Sports Direct FC. Well, first room for 10 billion, bro. That's literally, it's crazy. Shout to man like Mark, bro. Shout to man like Mark, fam. But we have to move on, right, to man like Terry Flewers from the Football Terrace. Shout out to my guy.
The Premier League. Of course, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. We really want to unpack this today, not just looking at the claims that Man City have made in more detail, but fan reaction, counter claims, new situations emerging in relation to Newcastle, and what some of the leading sports lawyers have had to say about this situation. We want to be as fair and as balanced as possible. Of course, I want your views and your opinions in the comment section below. If we go back to the beginning of this lawsuit, this was threatened by Manchester City back in February. where they stated they would take the Premier League, they would take legal action against the Premier League over the new sponsorship rule to do with associated parties. They have followed through with that claim. They have followed through with that threat, and they have issued, as we know, a 165-page legal document where City argue they are the victims of discrimination. They describe the rules.
Bro, it just, what I'm thinking of, right? It just always makes me laugh. Like, these guys, honestly, right? Like, it's the cold hard truth. It is the cold hard truth, right? Like, there's not as many football fans, right, as basically Man City have not got as football fans, right, as Man United, as a Real Madrid, as a Barcelona, as a Bayern Munich, bro. Like, it's like the amount of revenue that they were making, dude, and I'm just like, how is that though? Like, how are they on point? Like, how on the same revenue, right, as a Real Madrid and a Man United, bro? You get what I mean? Like, that was one of the things that was proper baffling me the most, bro.
They have been approved by rivals to stifle their success on the pitch as a tyranny of the majority.
Tyranny, you know, it's fucking tyranny, fam.
And a tyranny of the majority is typically used when a democratic process damages the vulnerable, the weak, the minority. I would love
the vulnerable and the weak, bro. What is got the vulnerable and the weak? Fuck me, dude. Oh my God.
To know your views and opinions whether a team as privileged, as powerful and successful as Manchester City should be looked at in this way. Now, what we also know is that they explain they state that the club detail City's claim states that the rules are contrary to the Competition Act of 1998. Plum then said that the Premier League Independent Legal Counsel believes the rules are compliable with English law and that they will fight with legal action. The outcome could drastically alter the landscape of the professional game and have a significant impact on a separate hearing set in November into City's 115 alleged breaches.
Oh yeah, like that, right? It could have it's so bro, it's so detrimental, right, for the teams that don't make as much money, like Luton, bro. Imagine that, like 500 million pound team, right, playing against Luton will put a team together for like 5 mil, bro. Like, it's so drastic. This whole like financial thing, right, is so messed up. And this is one of my biggest gripe, right? And again, just to veer off a little bit, guys, right? Like, PSG is the reason why the transfer market right now is so fucked up because of the whole Neymar thing, bro. Like 224 pounds and no euros for Neymar, bro. Like, when I first seen that, I was like, this is not good. This is not good, bro. Because it's just gonna inflate the market just to some mad ass prices, dude. You get what I mean?
Of the Premier League regulations and financial rules. That hearing, expected to last 6 weeks, could lead to a massive fine for the club's owners and possible even relegation for Pep Guardiola's all-conquering side. And that, for me, is one of the key elements of this. Some will state, well, no, this is about the new rule that came in 2021 in relation to associated parties and that deals had to be within market value. That is true. But when listening to the experts speak about this, they believe what City are trying to do here is set a precedent that these laws and other financial laws are only being brought in to protect the Man Uniteds, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, the Arsenals, the Tottenhams, and to damage Manchester City. If they can get this law seen as unlawful, they believe they'll be able to use this as a precedent in the case against their 115 charges, as most of them are linked to sponsorships that reportedly and allegedly City are associated to and have backfilled the money in from. To put it into layman's terms, it's almost, well, you say we cheated, we say we didn't, but what we're going to do is start challenging those laws and say they were silly, say they were uncompetitive, to say they were unlawful in the first place. That is the belief, that the angle that Man City are going for. The other side, and for complete balance, Man City are making the claim that although they're the second biggest earners in the world, only 5 million.
Bro. Thank you, Terry fam. Looking at that, 1 second, guys. Put a big screen for you guys, bro. Looking at that, right? Like, what on earth, dude? You're telling me you're gonna tell me, right, that these guys bring in more revenue, right? Done. 1 second, where is this, bro? Done. PSG, well, PSG can be an argument. Actually, maybe, because the French guys are pretty crazy. But Barcelona, Man United, and Bayern Munich, bro. You're telling me that these guys make more money than them, like, just due to revenue, right? Not just due to the owners, because the owners, of course, like, they are very rich. They are very rich owners, right? But you're trying to tell me that these guys, right, who can't even sell out their fucking stadium, who can't even beat Schalke, who play in the second league, right, in the Bundesliga, bro. You're trying to tell me that they make more. Get the fuck out of here, dude. It's just crazy.
£1 billion a year behind Real Madrid. They have caught the Madrids and the Barcelonas and the Man Uniteds and surpassed the majority of them over this last decade. Man City claim that they would be earning even more money than Real Madrid, significantly more money if it wasn't for these Premier League rules and these regulations. They believe that they are losing loads of money and that the Premier League's rules are stifling their success. That is their claim, and I want to get your opinion on that. Do you think the Premier League have stifled the growth of Manchester City and stopped them from becoming one of the biggest clubs in the world? Has it stopped Manchester United having unprecedented success? That's the question here. They're treble winners, 4-peat winners. Is it 6 titles in the last 8 years? Revenue the same as Real Madrid, who had a significantly bigger start than them, and you could argue been more successful in the last decade. Does their claim hold water that these rules will stop the growth of City, although City have gone from being tiny to the biggest in the world, one of the biggest in the world, and the best in the world in that time? I want your views and I want your opinions on this. Now, looking at some of the fan opinion, which is really interesting, we're going to journalists first, actually. This is what Miguel Delaney had to say last night. He says, speaking to sport legal professionals, Premier League's reforms on fair market value seen as legally sound, and it's hard to see the idea of prohibiting overvaluation of contracts as anti-competitive. In case it might be stronger if Newcastle joined them in discrimination claim, but they didn't. Sports legal professionals, the Premier League reforms on fair market value are seen as legally sound, and it's hard to see the idea of prohibiting over-evaluation of contracts as anti-competitive. And I think this is really key here. What Miguel Delaney has done is spoke to lawyers and gone and found sort of legal opinions. And I'm going to be seeking, legal opinions from people. I'm going to be watching content from legal experts. So far, a lot of lawyers are stating that they don't believe what the Premier League are doing is unlawful, stating they want an independent regulator, if you like, to look at sponsorship deals for all clubs to make sure they're legally sound, within market value, makes sense, are real companies. It is fair. Otherwise, you could have a club that is breaking the rules and pumping money in a way that they shouldn't. Therefore, that's why you've got these independent parties in place. They believe that having this law is lawful. They also state, which is interesting,
way, like this whole sponsorship thing, bro. It's really such a sneaky way, dude, to pump more money into the club, bro. If you actually deep it, bro, it's clever, but it's proper sneaky. It's proper sneaky, dude. Sneaky.
And the City case might be stronger if Newcastle joined them in the discrimination claim, but they didn't. And I think this is really significant because yesterday, when it was announced that one team is going to stand shoulder to shoulder with Man City, be a witness and back them, people naturally assumed it was Newcastle. And I think they did this through maybe a little bit of unconscious bias, maybe a little bit of conscious bias. Well, they're both owned by Middle Eastern owners, therefore they would stick together.
I'll see reports.
That's two, and you put in 2 and 2 together, and maybe you ended up with 137. According to early reports, Newcastle doesn't say whether they're back in the Prem, but they so far have not backed Manchester City's claims about discrimination, about being held back, and about saying that things are unfair. That is going to be interesting to see how in this hearing it goes for or against City, where there's another team that's owned by a Gulf state with even more money, who are not claiming they're being held back, who are not claiming that the rules are unlawful, who are not saying they feel discriminated against. If that's the case, it's going to be a very interesting situation indeed. There have also been claims from Manchester City fans. First one here says, why are the Premier League so allergic to having their regulations under legal microscope? Well, they're not. And that is why the Premier League allows its competitors, as in teams competing in the Premier League, and its partners, if you like, to take legal action against them. They could quite easily vote in a law through their democratic process that says you can't sue us. But this is allowed, this is legal, this is within the rules.
Yeah, because they didn't want to run it like a tyranny. That's what some people are saying.
So to say they're allergic to being challenged is wrong, because it's in the rules that you can challenge them. The second part of this states that because of the voting system, it means they can pass rules and regulations that wouldn't see the light of day in most organizations. The whole system is a pyramid within a pyramid. And you hear this a lot, that the 2/3 rule, so 14 clubs make up the majority in a vote, that this democratic process is, as they're claiming, to be the tyranny of the majority. But it's a democratic process, and clubs will look and they will vote on different rules and regulations. For instance, Man United and Liverpool, I think Arsenal may have been involved in this as well, wanted the TV rights money to be divvied up differently based on the percentage of the audience that you command. Because Man United and Liverpool felt, when they were doing this, that they would have the lion's share of the views. Man City were part of the group that voted against that. Because at the time...
And that's for me, right, as a United fan, like hearing this, right, like with United saying that, because of course when the Premier League started, all the TV viewership and stuff like that, like we and Liverpool were, a lot of majority of the fans, football fans, were watching Manchester United, right? So they wanted more money, right, from the Premier League. But it's not right when you look at teams like, let's say, who was back there, like a Wimbledon, you know what I mean? Like they'll get less money than us because they bring in less fans to actually watch them or through the TV, bro. It's not right. It's not right. That money should be split equally. Fam. It don't matter what the fuck you are, bro. Don't be like, it don't matter if you're Man United fan, because without the teams like Wimbledon, we won't be having football games, bro. So you just have us show up and just be like 11 knobheads that's standing around, like, of course, not me, but I'm just saying, like, just standing around on the field, bro, without a team to play against, bro, because Wimbledon would be somewhere else, bro, relegated, fam. You know what I mean? Playing in the championship against other teams, bro. That money need definitely, I agree with Arsenal on that, for them splitting the money equally.
It would have meant Man United earned far more money than them, and the 14 plus clubs that voted against Man United and Liverpool in that circumstance decided that wouldn't make the league as competitive as they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So the problem I have with this claim is that City at times have been part of that quote unquote democratic majority that has pushed this tyranny upon others. And you almost at the situation where you say, well, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And that is my worry about this overarching situation. City have the right to defend themselves. I've said all along, and hopefully I've come across as balanced in this video.
Yeah,
they have the right to put out their claims. We will hear their claims. If we start to hear and see that the Premier League have broken laws, if the Premier League are being unfair, if the Premier League are taking what look like legitimate sponsors and claiming they're not and throwing them out the window, then I'll stand by Man City.
Yeah.
If Nike have offered City £1 billion sponsorship deal, and the Premier League, through their third-party companies, have said, no, it isn't fair market value, and City can prove that it is, I'll back City. 110%. Click this, bookmark it.
Yeah, 100%.
If Nike or Adidas or BMW or any of these sponsors are doing this, then we'll see. If it turns out that they've offered a sponsorship deal from a company of £50 million a year, and this company has no offices, no staff, doesn't offer any services, doesn't have any products for sale, I'm going to question it, because I want to understand why that company can afford to sponsor that.
Where is that money coming from?
And the money, who's putting the money up, and what is the upside? And clubs should be asking this question. Now, the second part of this tweet states that you wouldn't see these spending rules in any other organizations, but I see this from a lot of City fans. It's not true. Formula One has a spending cap.
Yeah, for F1 does have a spending cap, but yeah, it's just because I do watch F1 as well. My cousin Ben tells me about this all the time because I'm like, how like Red Bull so dominant, it's so dominant, especially right now with Max Verstappen. Even last year, bro, the RB19 to how quick that car was. I'm like, what's going on with the pieces here? And I was like, no, they actually got like a certain like amount of money to spend for developing the car, certain type of engine as well. So it's true.
The NBA,
yeah,
has
NFL
a cap. The NFL has a cap. On top of this, and this is another question for Man
these guys when they use the unlimited money cheat code, bro.
City fans.
Okay, now
FIFA and UEFA both have associated party laws that are stricter than the Premier League, and UEFA has spending rules. So if City win this case against the Premier League, maybe the Premier League have been unlawful. Maybe City are 100% right. If they then start spending above and beyond those rules and regulations, how are they going to compete in UEFA competitions? How are they going to compete in FIFA competitions, like the World Club Championships next year?
No, because what they'll do, right, is when they're guilty again, they'll just delay their time. They'll keep delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. And then you'll be like, you know what, time bound, fam. Sorry, we have to scrap it. It took too long.
I believe.
Like how they did in 2021.
This
2020
opens up a gargantuan can of worms. Can the Premier League survive? What does it mean for spending at other clubs? Who is going to protect the clubs and fans from?
Like I this is what I always say, right? Like yes, I'm a United supporter, yes, and United have won things, and we've got money to spend, right? Like there would be no no English football pyramid system, right? Without the likes of, let's say, a Portsmouth, the likes of a Plymouth Argyle, the likes of a Huddersfield Town, bro, the likes of Luton, the likes of Burnley, bro, Fulham, West Ham, do you get what I mean? Swansea, Cardiff, there won't be these kind of teams, bro. Like, and that's one of the things for me. Like, you have to make it fair, bro. Like, this whole what they want to do is absolute madness. It's madness, bro.
Bad owners overspending and then leaving their clubs in major debt. If City win, will they be able to compete in the UEFA and the FIFA tournaments? Will the Premier League even exist at the end of this? Why are Man City doing it? Do you feel they are being treated unfairly? Or do you believe this is
No, because you know what, right? Might make a bold prediction here. Might make a bold prediction here, right? If Man City, right, lose this, they'll go, you know what, screw this. We're gonna make the Super League with Real Madrid. And they're gonna say unlimited money. We're gonna spend unlimited money. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm predicting. I'm not saying that. See, I've discussed this. That's what I'm predicting, bro. That's what I'm predicting, fam.
An aggressive attempt to try and have the 115 charges that they believe they are 100% innocent of from falling away. And the one element that I can't get out of my head, genuinely can't get out of my head, is they're claiming that the Premier League rules are stopping them from competing and growing. But yet we've seen them grow and almost surpass Real Madrid in turnover. They've become the best team in England. They're treble winners and quad winners. I need to understand. I can't wait to hear how much more they think they should be winning. I need to understand it.
No, I don't want to win the PGA Tour, bro.
Now, what I will say, and I've said all along, is I do feel for Manchester City fans. And Stephen here said, I don't expect rival fans to care for a second, but I think it's okay to admit as...
Oh, no, what the hell?
Against the Premier.
I have to go back to that.
Gargantuan can of worms. Competing and growing. Some of us,
let's see.
I need to understand it. Now, what I will say, and I've said all along, is I do feel for Manchester City fans. And Stephen here said, I don't expect rival fans to care for a second, but I think it's okay to admit as a City fan that you are a little weary of all of this. The football has been amazing, but there is no denying that for some of us, the noise is incredibly draining. We didn't ask for this as fans, and it's not fair for us to have to go into bat for the club time and time again, regardless of where we may stand individually on the cases. Some of us just simply want to be football fans, and that's okay. And I hear Stephen here, and I do sympathise with him. I've said all along that if City is guilty of these allegations, the one group of people, generally speaking, I'm going to feel for the most is going to be Manchester City fans.
It's the fans because they can't control this. They can't, again, they like the board, what they're pulled off is, again, if they're found guilty, like they can't control this, you know. They can't be in the board and be like, listen, like, don't spend over this amount of money, like the valuation for the club is wrong. You the sponsor for months, there's not 1 billion a year, it's probably like 75 million a year. Like it's for this is what I'm saying, like as a football fan, like I really feel for Man City fans, even though we are rivals, right? Like I do want Man City to exist as a football club. I do, but I don't like the whole cheating thing. For me is just the one thing that pisses me off the most, right? Because once again, like it affects the fans, bro. There's again, like there's fans, right, that have grown up. Who's been with Man City, right? When they were relegated, when they were playing what's that main road? You know what I mean? When they were in like a League 2, League 1, bro. There's been fans who've been there from the start, bro. And there's other guys again who want to take shortcuts and take the fucking piss. It's just what's happening, bro. You know what I mean? Like I feel for them, bro. I genuinely do, bro. And just thinking about those guys that have been there at the lows of the lows, and then this happens right now, bro.
Because they are not. Some are a little bit ostrich with this, but they are not responsible for their club allegedly cheating.
Yeah.
And I do feel that sometimes City fans feel, you know, put on the spot, and some may look at this and go, I think it's a really, I've seen City fans tweet, this is a really bad thing we're doing. I don't want us suing the Premier League. But of course, they're looked at as part of the problem because they're associated to City as fans. At the same time, I will also stand up for City fans if they're proven to be innocent, if the Premier League has been unlawful.
Yeah.
If I look at all of this and we see, wow, City have really been mistreated, I'll stand by them. And the fans who are continually bashed by it. And I think that we need to try and be as objective as possible within this scenario. I'm not going to lie, there's some things City are claiming that make no sense to me right now on the 5th of June, 2024. Maybe after these two individual separate hearings, my mind will be completely different. Maybe I'll be against City, maybe I'll be for them. I don't know yet. I am open-minded and can be swayed based on the evidence and information that is presented. Yeah. But
that's what matters, the evidence. The evidence.
Thing is for sure, this is unprecedented. One thing is for certain, it's not the only league in the world, not the only association or company in the world that has spending caps and associated party rules. This claim that the Premier League is doing it just to stop City doesn't make any sense to me personally. Maybe you see it differently. What will the outcome be in your opinion? And what does it say about Manchester City? Does it show that their cheating and their lies are being exposed? Or are they standing up against the man? Are they fighting for the little guy as they are claiming against the tyranny of the majority and trying to stop what they believe to be corruption of the quote unquote red cartel, the traditional top 6 cartel? I want your views and I want your opinions below. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you soon. Peace.
Shout out to man like Terry, fam. But anyway, yeah, fam. Like this is, football's gonna change after this, bro. It's gonna change, especially the Premier League, dude. Like if Man City wins, get ready for a lot of money being spent. Some mad ass like sponsors being put out there. I'm gonna lie, right? But we wish I have to wait and see, guys. For me, I'm just saying, again, in terms of football wise, I don't want Man City to be found guilty, in my opinion. I genuinely don't, because it's going to put a massive tarnish on the a massive stain on the English game, on the Premier League, in my opinion. But if they are found guilty and cheating, fam, hit them with the fucking hammer, bro. Hit them with Thor's hammer, fam. Hit them with the Uranus, bro. One Piece reference again, bro. Lucia, fam. Hit them into non-league. Like they need to be dealt with. I think honestly, stripped. Yeah, so strip. I said stripped 3 times now. Strip the title 4 times. And relegate them down to like a conference league or like non-league football, bro. Because it has to be like an example set. It has to be example set. I remember when Juventus, I remember when this happened to Juventus in 2006, bro. When Juventus got relegated, bro, and they got stripped as well. So we'll have to wait and see it, bro. But guys, that's been the stream, fam. Shout out to the people that are watching this right now on the VOD. Thank you so much. It's pretty late right now. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'm absolutely knackered. Falling asleep in the office today. Just trying to keep trying to stay awake, bro. But shout out. This is again, thank you so much, bro. But anyway, guys, I have to go to bed. I'll see you later. Peace.